in seconds and with the ingredients in my kitchen cabinet. Hi, my name is Michael Cooper, and my team here.
Hey, Kumar. Good morning.
Namaste, everyone. Namo Namaha.
Namaste.
Suprabhatam.
Namaste.
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 Let's see Dr. Rajan. So we'll give him a call. Yeah, he will be there in a couple of minutes.
Namaste, Kumar.
Namaste. Missing Shobu.
I'm there.
Oh, you're there. Oh, you're on the next screen. Oh, Vishwa is also there. Yeah. But if you're on the next screen. He's here. Okay.
நான் இங்க இருக்கேன் ஆமா சொல்லுங்க.
Oh, please go ahead, Dr. Rajan.
No, if anybody has any questions.
Come on, people. You had questions and you wanted 1 more hour. This is the opportunity. Go ahead. Priya, you have to start. You were the one who wrote the list of questions. Come on, go ahead.
Yeah,
You are not going to get another opportunity. Go
I
ahead.
will ask. Good morning, doctor, and good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I just want to understand more about the word on Swadharma, the first thing. And the second one, the example that you have given the last week for Swadharma, that is not very clear for me. So I want to understand more on that one.
Dr. Rajan, actually, the way I understand Priya is she is saying she is unable to differentiate between Swadharma and laziness. How does laziness play a role here?
See, the thing is basically laziness in many ways is the same equivalent of the mind getting carried into a way where it is basically saying, oh, I don't want to do anything, right?
Yeah.
So the thing is basically our goal should be not driven by the mind, but rather be driven by our inner call and senses. Now what happens is, the reason we pay so much attention in yoga for our spinal alignment and the pranayama is largely because you want the vitality to be in good shape. If the vitality is good, automatically laziness will not come. The only thing you have to watch out for is that the mind doesn't carry you into a different direction. I'll give you an example. You will see many children these days, they are simply sitting, there are also a few adults I know who are sitting with video games all the time. They don't want to do anything else. So everything else in the house, everything else, this thing is just lying over there. So do you call that laziness, or do you call it as the mind gotten drifted into that?
Laziness.
You call it laziness. But the thing is basically, it is really the mind has gotten distracted. If they were lazy, they won't even be doing the video games.
In the last class, you gave the example of by Alzheimer's because his Swadharma is not get into Bahamas or into the study. So the third later was even the person stayed back in the same place, he could have got it, right? So why you told his Swadharma is not taking the study, and that is why he got Alzheimer's?
No, it was not Alzheimer's, it was schizophrenia, but that's fine. The thing is, you see, these kind of things that I made a statement, they cannot be known logically. The thing is basically intuitively sensing is a very different matter, and everybody cannot sense it intuitively. So that was my intuitive conclusion.
Okay. Based on this Swadharma, I got another question. We studied there are three paths to reach the divine. It was written like Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, and Jnana Yoga. So which is the path for a person? What is the Swadharma of a person to choose that one? Basically, this I asked for myself.
See, what you mentioned, Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, I don't, this view is one view, but if you look at it from the Yoga Sutra perspective, let's map each one that you said over here. Bhakti Yoga means Ishvara Pranidhana. What does Karma Yoga mean? The Karma Yoga is defined in the Yoga Sutras as Kriya Yoga. Tapas Swadhyaya Ishvara
Yeah.
Pranidhanani Kriya Yoga.
Yeah.
Now, where is Jnana Yoga over here? Can you tell me Jnana Yoga where it is?
Studying the sutras.
No. See, you're confusing between a Vedantic concept and a yoga concept. You see, in Chinmaya Mission, they will always tell you that Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam is what Jnana Yoga is all about, right? Now, that is not Jnana Yoga. See, the thing is, you see, we have a lot of words where we have confusions. The key confusion we have is yoga as meaning connectivity and yoga as meaning the practices. Okay? So, the element of it where how the Yoga Sutram explains it is, in chapter 3, there is the concept of samyama. And the samyama is described as dharana, dhyana, samadhi. And it is that samyama process that reveals to you what that intuitive cosmic knowledge is. That is what is, from a Yoga Sutra perspective, as Jnana Yoga. So Jnana Yoga happens only after samadhi, not without that. Now, the same thing, now I believe we have covered only the first chapter, right?
First two.
First two. You see, in the first chapter, I believe it is the 17th sutra
Yes.
that actually describes for you the same samyama without using that word. And the 17th sutra goes as vitarka, vichara, then vitarka, vichara,
Ananda Asmita.
Ananda.
Ananda Asmita.
now, Ananda is the last one, but there is one more.
Asmita.
Yes.
Anugama.
Asmita. Ananda, vitarka, vichara, ananda, asmita, anugamat, samprajnataha. Right?
Yes.
That is really describing samyama in a nutshell in chapter 1. The thing is basically vitarka is questioning. Vichara is reflection. Ananda is you have questioned and you have let it go. And out of that, you become receptive. Asmita is the state of receptiveness. Out of that process, you become completely. You get all the wisdom, knowledge of everything intuitively. The state of samprajnata. So the samyama is explained over here. This is the basis of Jnana Yoga. Unless you question, you will not get the answer. This business of, when people say Shravanam, Mananam and Nididhyasanam, right? Listening to it is not as, it can stimulate questions in your mind. Mananam is reflection in your mind, where on why. And when you understand it, that is when you have the Jnana Yoga. So, but in the Vedantic approach, they don't really tell you how the process works. Whereas in here, if we go to chapter 3, in chapter 3, it will actually tell you the process, how it works. There are 3 stages in Samadhi. Actually, the first stage is what is called Nirodha Parinama. Nirodha Parinama means the mind stops wandering and it completely silences. It's unaffected by all the other thoughts that are coming in you. Second step that comes from there is what is called Samadhi Parinama. When everything becomes quieted, you become connected into the cosmic intelligence. The third thing that comes from there is what is called Ekagrata Parinama. Ekagrata Parinama is where you have the prajna, that is the intuitive knowledge descending into you. Okay, so I don't know whether you're hearing like ping ping sound in the background.
Yes,
Yeah.
You
Yes.
hear it, right?
yes.
So what is happening over there is Ekagrata Parinama. No, I'm very serious. You see, what it is the entire process of meditative connectivity and getting the intelligence that you are, or the cosmic, whatever you want. The process of connecting obviously has to happen through some kind of physical process. You see, normal physics that people think of is what they see in the three-dimensional world, the billions and trillions of galaxies, and all the stars and all of us little specks over here. But then, when you go into meditation, you go into a different plane. Where is the source of it? You really go beyond the three dimensions. But to go beyond the three dimensions, there must be a process by which it happens. I don't want to go too much into it, but the process is basically, in meditation, I've said it before, each one of us is a bundle of vibrations, a bundle of programs, and the programs cause a vibration. When we use the equal and opposite vibration, what you call as harmonic vibration, everything becomes still. But every vibration requires energy. So there is one vibration moving with energy, and then you induce an opposite vibration to harmonize it and quieten it. So everything becomes quiet and still when you're in meditation. But what happens to that energy? Energy doesn't go away. That energy stimulates a different kind of communication that in physics is called scalar waves. And so the thing is basically, we are testing an equipment over here, which is what is running.
Oh.
I started it probably about half an hour ago. And that what it does is, it literally connects into the fourth dimension or fifth dimension, wherever, using scalar waves. And we have targeted it for healing purposes. So all it requires is, it needs identification of whom to heal, what to heal, whom to sense, and all of that. So basically what we do is, we just put any kind of DNA sample in there, like a hair or nails, this thing, and it identifies the person. No matter where the person is. So this is a little bit of a, this is my suggestion for you. Hold all your questions till you have completed the Yoga Sutras. The Yoga Sutras is not meant to be read line by line. It is meant to be read as an essay. And so finish the whole Yoga Sutras and then let's engage in questions.
Okay. These are the questions I sent, Kumarji.
Okay, people. Where is Meeraji? She had a lot of questions on karma.
I'm here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, in my mind, I have a difficult time understanding Sanchit karma and rebirth.
Okay. In the Yoga Sutra, there is no word mentioned of Sanchit Karma. So where do you bring that from?
I suppose from Vedanta.
Yes. See, what happens is Vedanta has the unique quality of confusing you. And the reason for its confusion is the same reason how Vedanta was formed. Vedanta was formed as the integrated message of the Upanishads. And the Upanishads were formed as the political spiritual statement of Vyasa. When I say it, it's a really act of statesmanship, political statesmanship, that the Upanishads were brought in. So now, this is going to be a little shocking for you to think that a spiritual element is a matter of political consideration. See, what it is Vyasa experienced the highest. And he had the unique qualification where not only he was the son of Parashara, but at the same time, he was the genetic son of the queen of Hastinapur. So his sensibilities and his awareness and his genetic this thing anchored in two places. And Parashara Muni had, according to the founder of Bharati Vidya Bhavan, what is his name? Munshi, K.M. Munshi. He had he really wanted to standardize all the religious practices in India, actually particularly along the Saraswati River civilization. So he used to be going up and down the river to, to standardize all the yajna process and all of that. Now, when Vyasa came and his connection with the kingdom of Hastinapur, he became aware of the wider dimension of everything around. And that was when the written language had also just been emerging. And that is how, it is likely that he was able to gather up all the wisdom from all the traditions. And there were 33 different systems or 33 different religions at that time. He took the spiritual or the elements of all these 33 religions together. And that is how he formed the Vedas. And that is the reason in when you chant the Rudram and then you follow with Chamakam, you're saying Eka Chame, Tisras Chame, Pancha Chame, Sapta Chame, like that you're going on. And you go all the way to 33. You're basically saying you're accepting all the 33. And so the thing is basically what happens is, by its nature, the Upanishad is a bunch of stories. Upanishad is not a well-knit expression of philosophy like the Yoga Sutras. The Upanishad is a confusing morass of, spiritual experiences of people that are all documented over there. To interpret that, the Brahma Sutras were written by Vyasa. And of course, each of these acharyas went and wrote their own, commentaries on it. So in my opinion, if you have spent your time trying to understand the Vedantic system, you've made a great effort to touch your nose from behind your head rather than directly touching it right from front. So clean your mind of all Vedanta and go to Yoga Sutras. It will lead you right over there directly.
So how do you explain rebirth based on the philosophy of Yoga Sutra?
Well, it is right there in chapter 2. In chapter 2, you have just finished over there. It was like probably somewhere like around the 20th sutra or so, where it says that even when you realize by reactivity, something maybe a little
Little earlier, I think.
yeah, a little earlier, where even the
learned.
exactly, even the learned are unable to get out of it. Namely, by reactivity, what happens is you create new program. It is simply AI paradigm. In other words, if you look at something and you have like, dislike, regrets, happiness, that reaction becomes a new program that is set within you. This is what is called the artificial intelligence paradigm. That is, this is how learning occurs, and the learning becomes a new program sitting in your system. As long as you have more and more new programs, then that program has to fulfill itself, which means it can lead you into a next birth. Now, of course, there are subtle nuances, and that subtle nuances we are not ready to discuss yet till you have completed the last 2 sutras of the Yoga Sutra in the 4th chapter. So complete the whole Yoga Sutras and then we'll carry questions. All these questions are premature.
Any other questions? Otherwise, we can let Dr. Rajan go.
This is just connecting when you said the AI paradigm, Dr. Narayan clearly reflects how our actions and reactions.
You're not very clear, Sundar.
Oh, am I not?
No, that is because there are too many people who have their
Unmuted.
unmuted. If you mute them, it will become okay.
Fortunately, I don't have that facility.
Also, it could be my laptop too. I don't know because this is not my usual laptop. I connect to the session. So
Now it's a little better. Carry on.
No, I was just. It was a big what you call aha moment when you said the AI learning our AI paradigm of our own actions and reactions, because that's what AI does, right? It keeps learning from each observance or each testing happening. So it was not a question, it was more for me to connect the dots.
Yes, thank you.
Kumarji, I have a question that I have asked you before, but I just want to ask it again just to re-emphasize for me. Like, I don't know, I kind of, I would say I forgot what you had said. So can I ask the same question again to Dr. Rajan?
Go ahead.
If except the unmanifest divine, even Krishna and Rama are subject to karma and kleshas. So in that case, if they are subject to karma and kleshas, they are subject to rebirth. So how is that possible? If Krishna had said that he would reincarnate only during the times of adharma, like
Yeah, let me stop you one moment.
okay.
The thing is, you see, the unmanifest, look at it this way. So, like, for example, we have the Mars probe that has gone to Mars, right? And we have sent a robot, the rovers and all of that, to go into the moon and things like that. They become the eyes and ears of the if you have a robot to go and do things on your behalf. But each robot, you give a different level of intelligence and capabilities. The Krishna and Rama are only other people like you and me. We are all robots, including Krishna and Rama. But they were given a higher level of abilities and things to do in order to what was needed for God's cosmic flow. You see, people have all this vague idea that Krishna and Rama are God. They are not gods. They are not God. They are not the ultimate. Krishna and Rama are only avatars. Avatar, by the root meaning of an avatar is, ava means to protect. So the one who protects the flow of the cosmic dharma is an avatar. So when the cosmic dharma is going out of the God's plan, when an entity comes to put it into that right, this thing, that person is called an avatar. In fact, among all the avatars, the one who had the greatest level of highest level of cosmic abilities was actually Narasimha avatar. Whereas Rama had very little abilities. He had no intuitive, stronger, high level of sense. The only thing he did was to kill Ravana. That is why he has a big name. Otherwise, if you look at Krishna, Krishna is the one who had all the siddhis and he could show so many things. Rama was nothing at all. So, if we get caught into this Ramas and Krishnas and individual people, we are missing the concept of the unmanifest God. God, you see, in a strange way of putting it, you can say the entire world is manifestation of God, including you and me. However, none of this is God. God is different from all of this. That is why you will hear these statements like Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnamudachyate, Purnasya, Purnamadaya, Purnameva Avasishyate. Right? So in other words, the unmanifest, even though it creates all of this, is never diminished. And what you have seen over here is only an expression of the unmanifest. This is not the unmanifest. Rama and Krishna are not the unmanifest. By the way, I'm sorry if I'm hurting people's sensibilities. I normally don't talk like this in a public forum. But what it is you see, one rule of yoga is for people who are on the path, when they have faith, faith is a good thing to bring the mind under control so that the mind doesn't wander so much. So it's a good thing. So in whichever way in which you begin your faith, it is okay. But once you are ready for the higher knowledge, you have to cast aside all assumptions.
So, Dr. Rajan, namaste. When in the process of getting in the mind or the programs quietened, obviously there are distractions, and obviously the not
Not sure if it is because of the gunas or some other factor that influences on this quietening of the whole process. Because only after quietening, any kind of messages in chapter 3 or 4, be it the different types of samadhis can be even
No, don't even
possibility,
go there.
right?
Your question is pretty simple. The question, if I am not mistaken, you haven't fully said it yet, but if I am not mistaken, you're wondering how to get over the distractions so that you can get into that state, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So the thing is basically, the clear message of how to get over distractions is, don't react to anything, then distractions will automatically stop in due process. It may not happen immediately. So in other words, you have your family in front of you and you have various responsibilities related to living. Don't negate any of it. Engage with them in a way that let it be kind of thing. The moment you have the sense as to I have to do, you have lost it. The moment you have the sense that let it be done, you've become a pure instrument of the cosmic flow. Then there is no more reactivity. This is the process of Kriya Yoga, where slowly, by the programs unfolding, they slowly melt away. But the moment you react, you create new programs. So you don't react, it all slowly melts away, and that purification leads to that. In fact, everybody is not in the same state. And this is the point that is made by Kashmir Shaivism, that for some people, like Ramana Maharshi, who are already purified souls, all they had to do is ask in their mind, who am I? And they had their answer. But if others like in the world go and sit and ask themselves, who am I? They get no answer, they only get confused. And then there are the second level of people for whom the karma kleshas, the programs within them are light. For such people, mantra japa is recommended. And I didn't give the words from Kashmir Shaivism. The Ramana Maharshi type is called Shambhopaya in Kashmir Shaivism. The next category is called Shaktopaya. The third category is called Anvopaya. And here, people's karma loads are significant enough that they need to go to the ringer of life and work out their karmas before they are ready to, go into the higher path of doing mantras and all of that. And the fourth category is, in Kashmir Shaivism, is that there is no upaya for that person. It is called anupaya. So these are people who need to have another birth before they are ready to even approach the higher this thing. So what happens is, the key for you is engage with everything without reactivity. Automatically you will get purified. And as a result of it, when the time comes, you will be able to focus on your meditation without any distractions. Is that okay, Gandhi?
Vishwa here. Radhanji.
Oh, Vishwa, okay.
Got it, Gana.
So, Dr. Rajan, I have a question. When we talk about Rama and Krishna, so worshipping Krishna or Rama is totally waste. It's waste of time.
No. Hang on 1 second. Probably worshipping Rama is wasted because there isn't much coming there. But on the other hand, Krishna may not be a waste. The thing is, you see, what happens is, you have already seen from the first chapter in Yoga Sutras that if there is a highly purified soul that is bereft of karmas and kleshas, if you actually bereft of raga and dvesha, if you connect, if this is what is called the process of invocation. If you think of anybody who is a purified soul, you are able to connect into their chitta, as a result of which your yogic abilities can be enhanced. This is the reason avahana or invocation is paid so much importance to. Actually, I don't want to get distracted here, But some of you here may be familiar with the practice called Sandhyavandana. In the practice of Sandhyavandana, if people will say, oh, it is a Gayatri Japa kind of thing. It is not the Gayatri Japa alone. Unless the invocations are done of Savitri, Saraswati and Gayatri, unless the invocation is done, the power of Sandhyavandana is very little or nothing. So the power of invocation is what has been in the Yoga Sutras, it has been pointed out. So if you are worshipping, if Krishna inspires you and if you invoke Krishna, it's not a bad idea.
So what will happen? So I hear Kumarji was telling you will get the knowledge of till whatever. No, what will happen if I worship Krishna?
You can only reach as far as Krishna.
So is that okay?
And Krishna is not the ultimate.
So okay, reach Krishna means the knowledge of Krishna.
Yes, and then at a point in time, you have to also give up Krishna.
So getting the knowledge of Krishna is the highest thing for me. When a person in zero, the knowledge of getting the highest level of knowledge of Krishna, isn't it the highest? Isn't the good thing to get it?
And that's
Okay.
what I'm telling you. Go ahead, worship Krishna. But once you have gotten everything from Krishna, discard Krishna.
Okay, that Krishna will itself tell, right? Okay, discard me, go and worship ultimate. That is the best thing to
No,
do.
Krishna is not going to tell you that.
Why? Because he is not interested in getting me the ultimate knowledge. He will stop me in, okay, leave it with me.
No, you are thinking as if Krishna is a human being who is going to speak to you. You are only going to get that knowledge of Krishna and all the experiences, siddhis, whatever. That's what Dr. Rajan is saying.
So whatever I have not read, Dr. Rajan. There is a classification in Tamil called Pasurams where Alvas written their I don't know, they written their knowledge about Krishna, Rama, or so that is where I got the details of bhakti. Who is God? What is God, and what to ask to God? All these things I got. I'm still reading. I do not know still. I am just reading for about the fourth alva. So that is basically depends on all the bhaktis. Only through bhakti they. So all the alvas will just reach. I do not know whether they reach the ultimate, or I didn't read about the whole.
Let me stop you here. The thing is basically, you said something that is very important. Bhakti is the best path for this thing. In fact, what it is this is the place. If you have completed chapter 2, in the discussion of the niyamas, Patanjali Muni specifically says it is bhakti that leads you to the highest, it leads you to samadhi. Okay? So it is important for you to understand. In fact, even within the yogic process, in the end of chapter 3, when you come, Patanjali Muni will say, until you understand that unmanifest is something different, you will never be able to fully become fully aware, fully realized. Okay? So the concept of bhakti, and you've seen from the first chapter itself, in the description of Ishvara, that Ishvara is the one place where you can reach that place that is completely uncorrupted. So in other words, for you, if you keep Krishna as a point of invocation in the beginning, the real place where you want to go to is you want to think in terms of God that is not defined by a person or anything like that. Think of God without any name and form, but the property is that which is the source of everything. If you approach that, then there won't be any problem. But bhakti is indeed the highest. In fact, what it is even in the yogic process, it is said, Jnana Bhakti is the highest. What is the meaning of Jnana Bhakti being the highest? When the person has realized that finally everything is God, it is only from God everything is created and everything is God, then automatically from that understanding, Bhakti is the only thing that remains. The classification that is made is, in the beginning people have what is called Andha Bhakti, blind faith. When they have blind faith over there, the blind faith makes them think my God is bigger than other people's gods. So you find distinction between religion and things like that. But when you have Jnana Bhakti, you realize God is beyond all name and forms. Then there is no distinction anymore. So please finish the Yoga Sutra before we ask more questions. So let me take leave of you.
Thank you, Dr. Rajan.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So we have another 10 minutes. So,
Kumarji,
yes.
Dr. Rajan was saying like about Krishna and Rama. He was saying like Krishna is like you can
Krishna
worship.
is like you and me, no different. Please understand that.
Okay.
First
But he
understand
has
that.
more powers,
Wait,
right?
wait. Krishna and Rama are just like you and me who took a birth. All right. So they came with, just like today. Can you tell me that I have the same intelligence as you?
No.
No. Do I have the same intelligence as Sundar? No. Do I have the same intelligence as Priya? No. Each one of us is unique. Each one of us is unique, and each one of us has a purpose. Why we are here. The main purpose is what? Why are we here? Why are we here? Not to go and fight a demon. Why are we here?
Connect with divine.
Huh?
Connect with divine.
No.
To exhaust our karmas and kleshas.
Yes. We have been thrown here, and we have to go with the cosmic flow. In that process, when you are in that cosmic flow of things, the divine connectivity will automatically happen. Only when you are in conflict with the cosmic flow, that divine connectivity cannot happen. Anytime there is a conflict, the connectivity is gone. What is that conflict? Is our day-to-day living, correct?
Correct.
Yes. So you know internally, every day you know, I mean, at least, when you are young, you know what you have to do, but you won't do it. And as you grow older, especially in the 20s and 30s, you have this very strong sense of I. So even if the divine presents you with the path that you have to take, say for example, Vishwa Sundar had to become a Samskrita professor of some, a teacher in Sanskritam. And then on the other hand, there is this big enticement that because he's by nature, by birth, he has this intelligence. He has this God-given intelligence. So he's doing very well. He's doing very well in math, physics, everything in school. So the parents tell him, hey, you have to become an engineer. You can make tons of money. So he's distracted and gets into this. Even when that thing was there, he went through some, let us say he went through some Veda Patasala as part of upbringing and all that. Even though he was supposed to get into that path, he didn't. So there was a conflict right there. So all through, so that is why he said, right?
That is for
That's-
very minimal people. When you are, when people like me will have a get a choice of only, okay, this is the only choice that I think like that is the, okay, there are two examples, there can be two examples. One is choosing the one which you told is happen to only minimum number of people. But people like me, you can go with electrical or you can go with the computer. Which one you want? That is the one it was given. That example we should not talk, I think, Kumarji.
No.
Okay.
Many, I am saying, no. Samskrita professor does
Maybe-
not mean he will be enlightened.
Which
And
some other examples will help.
wait. Just because I said Sanskritam does not mean that he is immediately given divine connectivity. Anything. It could be just be even becoming an eye doctor. If that is the divine prescription, that is where you should go. I had a very long chat with Uma last week about how I went to, from Tamil medium, how I switched to convent. I will take it on another day. I was 5 years old when this happened. It did not, my parents did not put me in a convent. I went to a Tamil medium school. Then I switched it. When I say I was 5 years old. So I had that divine connection. I had to take that divine message and switch happened. I will talk about it another day. There's not enough time today. So whenever there is conflict, even for you, that's what I'm saying, Priya. If becoming a kindergarten teacher was your swadharma, that's what you should take. Instead, your parents will tell you, do this. And we get into that. And the conflict starts right there. And then connectivity is gone.
The knowledge of understanding what to do and what not to do plays an important role, right? This is what it is.
It is there when you are born. It is there until you are 5 or 6 or 7.
Yeah.
And then you lose it. And then you lose it. Wait, Priya.
Until that age, we do not take decisions.
No,
right?
no. You take quite a few decisions at that stage also. At that stage also, this is what I wanted to explain. This is what I told Uma the other day. I spoke to her for a long time on that. We will talk about it another day. We don't have time.
I have another question which I got. But...
So everyone will be led by the divine, but we sever it because of our avidya. We sever it.
Marji, my question was like he was saying to Priya, when Priya was telling about Krishna and Rama, and he said worshipping Krishna is okay, not Rama.
Yes, I never said you should stop working Krishna, Rama. I never said that.
But
wait. I only said.
No, her question is.
When I say I'm saying by the sutras in the first chapter.
Sutra
says you can only reach up to that person's
level
intelligence. If that's what you want, stay there.
No, I was
wait. Let me finish. I'm not finished.
No, I have the question.
Wait. When I finish, you will understand all that you want to ask me.
No, that okay.
So when you get to that level, that's what he said. At that time, he says discard Krishna. But that is a shock for Priya. How can she discard Krishna?
I didn't. I'm not. No. That's not a shock. That's not a shock for me.
That is a shock for many people. Forget about Priya.
No.
It will be a shock.
Okay, I'll ask Uma to finish the question.
We have to reach the unmanifest divine, not this. But my question was, if Krishna can be worshipped and Rama is little lower than Krishna, then why was Anjaneya still worshipping Rama? I don't know. I'm just asking.
Why the heck are you worshipping Rama? For the same reason.
This comparison of devatas is not necessary from this context.
No, that is fine.
Mainly
Vishwa, you must take everyone who is born is like you and me. Only thing, like I said, each one is born with a different set of skills. that is needed for the cosmic flow. Anjaneya,
but,
why Anjaneya worship is not a question here.
He had a
Because why do
purpose.
you wait, Vishwa? Why do you worship Rama, knowing fully well that his level of intelligence was very low, his connectivity was very low?
Without learning Patanjali Yoga Sutra, I'm learning.
Even after you learn, you will still do that. You will still say that is Perumal, that is Vishnu. You will keep worshipping that. And nobody is going to stop you.
I think
No,
it's
but
not
the
important
question
to.
is why you should not. Right?
So,
The question is not why you should not. The question is even if you worship, nobody is going to stop you from
okay,
worshiping.
when I die,
Right.
I will have only the knowledge of until Krishna or Perumal. Second thing,
Right.
I will go
Not
rebirth.
not Perumal. Perumal we are talking as unmanifest divine. Perumal is unmanifest divine. Krishna is not Perumal. Please understand this very clearly. Rama is not Perumal. Rama is not unmanifest divine. Perumal we are calling as unmanifest divine. Whom you cannot see, whom you cannot touch, whom you cannot smell, whom you cannot know. You can only experience it.
Oh, okay.
But Kumarji, this entire topic, is it helping to quieten the mind?
What do you mean?
This is all this last 4 sentences, whatever is being discussed. Has it helped quieten the mind? Is it Perumal is unmanifest? Is it Krishna unmanifest? Is Rama better? Anjaneya mentioning
It is
Rama,
not a question
Rama.
of who is better, who is not better. It is the
point
question
is whichever suits you to quieten the mind, go for it. Simple, isn't
that
it?
is what is given in the sutras in the first chapter.
Yeah, that's about it.
No. Wait.
Vishwa,
With the warning which Patanjali has given, he has very clearly said you can only get to that level of understanding and knowledge.
That we can see that after reaching that, Kumarji, how many years it's going to take to reach there.
Not necessary.
It's
not
necessary,
Vishwa. Don't compare yourself with others. Others can get there within a year. Somebody can get there within 3 months. So don't put that. Don't put that condition.
This is just from my perspective.
Yeah,
Yes.
for you you may think that it may take 70 years. That's a different thing altogether. Somebody can get there in 3 months.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that is why Patanjali is giving that warning. Once you remember this, you can only get up to that point of knowledge of that soul. So on that note, let us wind up. It's already 6:58. So this is a never-ending topic until you understand. This is going to be very difficult to digest this. So until then, keep on worshipping Rama, Krishna, everybody, whichever suits you, keep on worshipping. That's what we saw in first chapter itself. Why do you say that Kumarji is preventing you from doing this? I never said that. I read only what is there in Patanjali Yoga Sutra.
No, I think I'm good now. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you, Kumar.
Okay.
Thank you, Kumar.
Thank you, Kumar.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So much.
Thank you. Namaste. Namaste.